They are very good in hyping. They will hype you to the point where you forget yourself, to the point where you will lose yourself, to the point where, you see, be very careful when there is any action which seizes your thinking. And this issue is an issue which is affecting a lot of people. You understand? Anytime you realize that you are found within a sector where you cannot think sufficient for yourself, you should know that your life is at stake. Because out of your thinking algorithm, you will be able to exhibit the exact crucibles which are needed for your improvement, maturity, and transformation. So, the agenda of people who are found in the wicked school, who are graduates from the school of wickedness, when they come to you, they try to do things which will make you cease thinking, and as a result of that, you will only pick the very deception that they come to you with. And when it happens like that, you know that obviously you are not going to end well, because they have seized your deliverance power. I decided not to talk about that angle, but since it has come in here, we will deal with it for a while, and then we'll journey along the path which we have chosen. At times you don't have to always follow scripts, you don't have to always follow plans. Certain things needs to fix in. You see, when the success of a product does not just come right from the beginning of the journey, it's progressive. As the process grows, there will be much enlightenment which will expose you to much appropriate practices which will bring improvement. Um, all right, so let's continue. I believe you are still with me, because we are going somewhere, right? I believe you are following me. So your mind is your deliverance power. Your mind. That is why, in order for slavery to have its establishment in Africa, they needed to engage in certain things which would capture our minds, in order for us not to be able to escape the slavery influence. And so therefore they have to manipulate the mentality of the people in Africa. So they had to take for about 400 years in order for them to have a sufficient influence over the mentality of the people of the land, and then they will carry out their slave trade business. So your mind is your deliverance power. So in order for you to be rescued in life, it depends on your mind. So we have something called the power of the mind. And when the mind is given its room of sufficient operation, there will be satisfaction always, because when the mind is being engaged, result is automatic. Appropriate result is automatic. So when people engage in things which will cause you to seize your thinking faculty, automatically you will not have the edge, the power, the mandate to overcome their plans and deception. And so by the time you realize that what this guy has been doing all this while is coming from a place of deception, you are far gone. They have kept you in the depth part of the ocean that you cannot rescue yourself in any way. That is why, as a man, you should be analytical. You should always be engaging your mind. Think about things before you engage in them. Have, 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 hmm, have you had an encounter with a Yahoo guy before, a fraud guy who has called you and want to dupe you of your own hard-earning money and is persuading you? Have you had some encounter like that before? Do you realize that those people, when they call you, they they put situations before you which will seize your thinking for you to act fast? They always come to you with emergency cases that when you are not smart enough, you lose your thinking. Now, immediately you lose your thinking, you begin to act in their way, and when you act in their way, you are falling into the pit of deception which they have dug for you. So in order for you to conquer that practice which is coming from students who have graduated from the school of wickedness, you will have to understand that you have to always be analytical about any action which is being placed before your table. When you become that analytical and smart at that point in time, you will understand that nothing will catch you by surprise, because before the things would happen, before they will strike, you have already identified and disclosed their hidden intention. Because no matter how secretive a man is, when you are calculative enough, you'll be able to predict their future. You'll be able to have a forecast. The ability to have a forecast over a season is dependent on the state of engagement as far as your mental plane is concerned. So in order for you to even experience change, you have to engage the brain. So when men are unable to engage their brains, it means basically they cannot experience change. That's why in the country where you find yourself and the people are not given chance to think over a season, and that all that they know of is to vote someone into power and vote someone out of power without engaging in critical thinking about the result of the people who come in and out of power. You know that country will forever be in destruction, because the people are supposed to engage in a mental operation before there can be a change in a country. So any country where we have less thinkers is a country where we have less progress. So the problem in your country is not as a result of lack of resources, it's as a result of lack of thinking men. When we don't have enough thinking people, we are not going to have enough transformation. That even if you are able to get the advantage of having infrastructures, of having some social amenities available, when the thinking is not right, your resources, your possessions will be a waste in your hand. That means that it's your thinking that will create the value of your possession. So when you are unable to think right, you lose the value of your possession in the midst of wickedness. That's where we are. Don't be lost. You are supposed to journey with me, because we will cut across a whole lot of things before we arrive at the very destination we want to get to. These are just basic foundations that I want us to have before we build the actual structure on. Because if the foundation is weak, the building will collapse. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So we will do something good. So when you are dealing with people who are from the school of wickedness, there are certain symptoms that they come along with. That their life has certain certain reflections, and today we will be tackling those symptoms of wickedness. So over here we are starting with forgetfulness. 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 When someone is of a wicked mentality, that person has a low retentive memory concerning the actual task on the table. Do you know why? Because that person is over there with an ambition other than what you are doing, and so therefore he has little attention for you, focusing much on his strategy and on how to bring you down. And that has been something that when you don't pay close attention to, you will be caught in surprise. You understand? Forgetfulness is always with men with evil mentality. And even when a man is not having an evil mentality, so far as you have this same thing with you, being forgetful, you will get to a point where things you are supposed to remember in order for you to do certain things to support, you will not be able to recollect, and as a result of that you will become a tool, an agent of distraction. And as a result of that, you have to get notice of this, that forgetfulness is a sign of wickedness. It's a sign that when you don't take care, you will become a tool of distraction. When you don't take care, you will become a vessel through which a man will be brought down. A man will be brought down. Do you realize that most ladies want to be with men who remember what they tell them? Good. It's a good character, because when the gentleman is unable to recollect the very conversations you people have been having, it means there is a problem somewhere, and that you have to check it out. You understand? It's different from the fact that probably one or two times, you might forget. Forgetfulness is actually part of the human race. But as a matter of fact, it shouldn't be to a certain extent. That is why you should know the extent at which things are supposed to be done. You see, when people are forgetful to a certain extent, you should be mindful that that lady cannot help you, because even basic things that she is supposed to keep in mind about you, she cannot keep in mind. You should be very careful. You should be very careful about a lady who cannot even remember your birthday, but you have been wishing her every year, and it has been 5 years. Hey, Millicent, you cannot remember the birthday of Kwesi only once. You cannot. Kwesi, you have to be very careful about Millicent. You see, you should just understand, ladies and gentlemen. You see, we are supposed to come to a place of understanding that when people are unable to keep you in their memory, then they are not caring about you. In order for people to care about you means that they keep you in their memory, and keeping you in their memory will help them have certain knowledge about you, certain information about you. So you cannot tell me you are interested in a lady and then you don't know certain things about a lady. You have dated for 5 years, you have dated for a year now, and you cannot tell the food that she told you she liked the most. You cannot recollect certain stories that she experienced and she discussed with you. You cannot recollect. How busy you think you are that you think you cannot put certain things about the very lady you claim that you are interested in. Gentlemen, if you are interested, you are supposed to have certain recollections with you, certain memories with you. You are supposed to. You are supposed to. As a matter of fact, the reason why you cannot keep that lady's information in your mind is because the ladies are many. Let us be straightforward with this matter. Let us be straightforward with this matter. The reason why that guy you have forgotten all the discussions that you had with that guy. It's because you in your heart you know that guy does not fit, so you have created different room for another person. Forgetfulness. If the heart belongs to a man, and you, the lady, you know that you are interested in a man, there is no way you forget him at any point in time. So when the lady is not remembering you, is not having you in mind, on, I mean, he's not, be very mindful about the spirit of forgetfulness, because when you don't take care, you realize that a lot of things will go waste. How can it be that you and the lady planned on how to structure things in order for you to have a fruitful destiny, a fruitful future, a good relationship, and you get to a point where something, some cash just entered your hands, and she forgets all the plans, and what she is bringing on board is only spend. You should know that lady is not going to help you. I'm telling you this. You can mark it on a wall, and tomorrow you know that what I'm telling you is true. Yes, it's true. If a lady cannot remember you, that you, hey, gentleman, I'm in love with you so much, and as a result of that, you know, the decision you have taken and the decision we took from this onset isn't matching, and why are we having this unagreeing balances? So therefore, let's do the reconciliation. If you, the lady, cannot bring the guy's mind into order, then what is your essence, young woman? And as a result of that, it's a clear reflection that you end it for me, end it for me, end it for me, end it for me. We have pride as our second symptom. Pride. Pride. Every wicked man is full of pride. Because he, no matter what you do, he is always having the mentality that he is having the best idea. Because you see, they are very confidential with their plans. They do not just strike. Wicked people do not just strike. They are very calculative, and as a result of that, when they have done that ordinances and they are coming at you, your correction does not matter. Your ideology does not matter. They don't care about anything. They lack the submissive spirit, because they know that what they are doing is not to bring you to a place of glory. It's just to make sure that you come down to the pit. And as a result of that, they are full of pride. They are full of pride. So when you talk, they will not listen. They challenge you at any point, because they want to always seem to be the smartest within the organization. And when it happens like that, you are going to listen to them more. And when you are going to listen to them more, it means that they stand at a higher advantage of manipulating you to the place where they have designated for you. And what is that place? The place of distraction, a place of collapsing of vision, a place of nothingness. You get what I'm trying to say? Good. We have another one called laziness. When they are lazy, when you see that laziness is entering your heart, you should know that wickedness is having a potential in you. You are getting to hold a key of wickedness, that you are becoming very dangerous, and that care is supposed to be taken about you. When you are staying with a lady who is lazy, when you are into contact with a gentleman who is lazy, gentleman, young lady, listen to me very carefully. Think twice. Think twice. Think twice. Because the very decision that you are going to make will not end well. Because laziness is a projector of wickedness. That even when a person is a good person, because of laziness, when you get to a point where the issues of life will compass you to walk on that line of wickedness. So learn how to cast out laziness out of your heart. Don't give room for laziness to have its domain within your heart. Suck it out. Don't tolerate laziness around you. When you see lazy people around you, cast them out. Disconnect yourself from any lazy company. If not, you will become part of the wicked association. You will become part of the wicked crowd, because you will lose your potential of achievement, and that you become envious of men that are achieving. And when it happens like that, it means that you are not going to bring change, and you will be envious of the people of change, and you will have an attempt of bringing them down, and which an attitude of that is wickedness. It's wickedness. Unforgiven. That's another symptom. Unforgiven. That wicked people are unforgiving. They do not forgive people. They do not understand that it is man who will offend man, and it is man who would forgive man. They do not understand that principle. That when you step on their toes, they will make sure they pay you back. Immediately you realize that that thing is finding room in your heart, you should know that you are entering into wickedness, because you will find any way and any opportunity in order for you to bring that person down to a place of nothingness, of which is evil. And so therefore you should be mindful when unforgiving enters your heart. Another symptom is bitterness. I'm brushing through very fast because there's a lot of things we are supposed to talk about. So today we just run through them, and then a long series of teachings we'll be able to dive into them very well, because there are a whole lot of stories around all these symptoms I'm talking about that we have to talk about. But because of time, we won't be able to do that. So bitterness. When you become unforgiven, you will become bitter in your heart. So always you are not having a free will. You are always under a force to do something wicked, because you are not satisfied. You want to do something evil before you feel reluctant, and that's the lifestyle of wicked people. They cannot sleep because they are always bitter about something. When you find out that you are always bitter about something, you should check and fix that thing, because if care is not taken, you become distracted. You become distracted. Another one we have is ungratefulness. And the last one is the wicked company or the wicked association. When you find yourself attracting wicked people, you should know that you are becoming a wicked person. You should know that. And then when you are able to identify the kind of association you find yourself in, you should be bold enough to cut wrong association. So these are the basic symptoms of wickedness. 1, ungratefulness. 2, pride. 3, laziness. 4, unforgiven. 5, bitterness. 6, ungratefulness. And the number 7 is wicked company or association. So be mindful of these things in order for you to have a better life, a good life, and be considered as a good person. If not, you would find out that all of a sudden you become a wicked person. All of a sudden. So be mindful of ungratefulness, be mindful of pride, be mindful of laziness, be mindful of forgetfulness, be mindful of bitterness, be mindful of wicked company, and you realize that when you are able to conquer all these things, you would live a happy and a good life. Thank you for joining me for this section. I'm grateful.